Like, I guess they're just mad he doesn't give it a score at the end. Is that what it is? It's pretty funny that Kanye dick riders, for some weird reason, I guess don't listen to the music, but still ride for Kanye on principle. And then they don't even fucking, it's not really a review. It's just a response to everything. Everyone telling him to review it. I mean, he's saying it's a bit of a review to be like, it is unreviewable and here is why.
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why. Question: what is even the purpose of a music review in the first place? I can say, at least in terms of my own intent, that when I do a music review, I hope to achieve a couple of things. One, give the viewer pause and cause them to think about why it is they do or don't like the piece of music or art that I'm doing an overview of. Or two, excite people to give the music that I'm talking about a try. Those are the two things I want to do. Problem: neither of those goals are possible in any scenario that involves reviewing this album. Newsflash: since 2022, Kanye has made it his mission to go full-on anti-Semite, spouting insane conspiracy theories, talking about how he loves Hitler, and at some point I think he realized how much he fucked up with all of that, so now he has to own this total dumpster fire he's created and boast about how people think he's anti-Semitic now, because yeah, they do. Even if he does genuinely apologize and change his behavior past this point, his public image is forever altered by all of this. I mean, you platformed a booger-eating white supremacist and have guys like this repping for you on a highway overpass. This is not a can of worms a guy like Kanye is capable of closing, not without help from someone who is willing to tell him no. But he spent this same period of time pushing away anybody who could possibly do that at this point. Especially his wife, who he has now replaced with somebody who he just like kind of parades around like she's a naked body with no personality, opinion, or was somehow good. What am I supposed to do? Tell the Jews in my audience, "Aw, come on, man, he didn't mean it. It's not so bad. He's just a little crazy, that's all." Especially since...
Chat. When were these efforts, chat? When he was reviewing the fucking albums and the fucking things people were saying to rappers that kill people, dude. What do you think about the families that had fucking...
Bro, I'm sorry. This is the dumbest fucking take of all time, dude. Holy fuck. Think about the families. Yeah. No, the reason why this is a fucking idiotic argument is because it basically says like, well, you don't care about the families and I don't care about someone saying they love Adolf Hitler. Okay? So unless you literally love Adolf Hitler, don't make this argument. Okay? It's such a weird fucking take. I don't think Felix is a Nazi sympathizer, so why is he assuming the role of one in this circumstance? Okay? Because he is such a fucking product of the internet that he thinks, well, a gotcha of assumed hypocrisy is actually pretty solid. That's it. That's enough. There is a gotcha here that I believe exists, like someone is a rich socialist or some shit like that. What rappers is he talking about? I would love to find out what rappers he thinks Anthony Fantano is like talking about with respect to like who they've murdered and how they've written about how they've murdered people versus, I guess, like King Von, maybe, I don't know, or what's the name of the other guy? Probably think about YSL people. That doesn't count because that wasn't out when he was reviewing those albums. But as far as like, I guess like Melly, yeah, YW Melly, that could be another one. But I think it was after, like the King Von stuff came out after he died. TK, maybe, I don't know. Regardless. Fantano reviewed Burzum. It's definitely a King Von reference. Most rappers are fake anyways. They actually don't hit the dirt. Anyway, as far as like Burzum goes, it wasn't when Burzum came out, was it? King Von is a known killer before he died. No, there's a alleged killer is different than like fully confirmed. Anyway, regardless, people talking about their own life experiences, violence being a constant part of that, is not the same as like someone who is literally going that they openly stating that they love Adolf Hitler. A better, more adequate comparison here would be if someone is a promoter of Adolf Hitler, who Anthony Fantano has actually reviewed, okay, or has promoted. But I can't think of anyone that is as popular as Kanye West that has been an outspoken defender of Adolf Hitler. So I don't know. I don't know what would be like a good example here to show hypocrisy. Does that make sense?
Voice. Something that on some level I think he's weirdly proud of, as on the very lyrics to this record, he calls her just a reference, which is maybe one of the grossest and most dehumanizing.
Wait, what?
That on some level I think he's weirdly proud of, as on the very lyrics to this record, he calls her just a reference, which is maybe one of the grossest and most dehumanizing things Kanye has said about a woman on any of his songs, and it's being directed at his wife. So this trajectory Kanye has been on as of late has left him with an interesting mix of fans. One, hateful psychos that actually agree with some of the stuff that he's been saying, and are actually in my Twitter mentions theorizing that I'm a Jew, and that's the reason I don't really like his recent music. Two, anonymous nihilistic teenagers that don't really think anything he says or does has any greater consequence in the world, and are most likely bored and lonely and will just defend Kanye because watching him unravel is more entertaining than most things, and I guess brings some kind of meaning to their otherwise meaningless lives. And three, cultish weirdos who parasocially obsess over him and everything he does, and would basically follow him to the ends of the earth. Keep in mind, these individuals have always been in his fan base to some degree, but prior they were at least mixed in with genuine hip-hop heads. Now, these three types of people, and there is overlap between them in Kanye's fan base, don't want to hear anything critical about him at all, ever. They've openly rejected any good faith effort I've made to make them aware of Kanye's downward spiral into Nazi adjacent rhetoric and now imagery in the promotion of this record. The point is, there's no hope of having any level-headed conversation with somebody who is like deep into the Kanye fandom at this point. People who literally think anything and everything he does is great and will write off any bit of dissent as just being biased and unfair to him, as if he's Jesus Christ and can do no wrong. So yeah, there's no convincing them, which I will say is also the case for people who have left the Kanye reservation over the past several years, because there are a fair share of people who are validly pissed off about everything Kanye's been saying and doing recently, and feel like it's totally beyond the pale, and even if this record was somehow good, what am I supposed to do? Tell the Jews in my audience, "Aw, come on, man, he didn't mean it. It's not so bad. He's just a little crazy, that's all." Especially since he's not doing anything to gain forgiveness. He is very apparently not sorry for anything he's been saying or doing, and the apologies he has given aren't worth a lick of shit, because he'll think nothing of saying Jesus Christ, Hitler, yay, sponsor that, not too long after. Now, there are some people who will say, "Anthony, you're being unfair here. Separate the art from the artist. Come on now. You can't separate this crap from the music because it's in the music. Look at the lyrics. Read these words. They have..."
How I'm anti-Semitic? I just fucked a Jewish bitch. I just fucked Scooter's bitch and we ran her like Olympics.
Meaning, and they are saying things that are not good or normal. You would have to expect me to separate my brain from my skull if you think I'm just going to ignore it. I think this comment here pretty much sums things up. We don't care as long as the album is good. His personality and what he says doesn't matter to me. I only care about the music. How do you penetrate this level of self-imposed ignorance? This person is not listening to Kanye. He's not listening to anything I or anyone has to say about Kanye. And this comment was posted after the album was released, so he's apparently not even listening to the content of the music that he supposedly cares so much about. So this argument about, I only care about the music, can't possibly be true, especially since the music too is shit. The song Paid is one of the most unintentionally hilarious tracks I think Kanye has ever put out. It's just a crappier version of Fade. Why wouldn't you just listen to Fade? You'd have to be delusional to think anything else, especially with this trash-ass verse from Ye, and Ty Dolla $ign on it is just amazing, saying that he's just here to get paid. At least he's honest. Then Back to Me with that Jay and Silent Bob chorus has to be one of the dumbest things I've heard on any Kanye album ever. I feel like I'm being punked. But naked, beautiful, big titty bitches don't just fly into the sky, you know. At least Freddie Gibbs somehow made it flow, but yeah, that dude is as good as he is at rapping, he cannot save this track. Then Hood Rat has maybe one of the most excruciatingly bad instrumentals on any Kanye album ever. The mix is a mess, and God, those repetitions of Hood Rat, Hood.
Reminder that Fantano has done Burzum album reviews, a band led by a literal Nazi who's burnt down churches and synagogues and murdered a man for being homosexual. Fantano's a smug hack telling you what you want to hear for engagement when he has no moral backbone. Reminder, I talked about what an asshole he is in those reviews and stopped covering his music because his fans pretty much act the same way Ye's most toxic fans act now. Nazi shit and all. Lies by omission are still lies, buddy. I actually went back and watched that Burzum review. At the end of the video, he literally says, just so you guys know, I'm probably going to stop reviewing his albums in the future because of this. It's so funny that people are mad, but he like actually said he wasn't going to review the album, and he then reviewed the album. Like, I guess they're just mad he doesn't give it a score at the end. Is that what it is? It's pretty funny that Kanye dick riders, for some weird reason, I guess don't listen to the music, but still ride for Kanye on principle. And then they don't even fucking, it's not really a review. It's just a response to everything. Everyone telling him to review it. I mean, he's saying it's a bit of a review to be like, it is unreviewable and here is why.
Heard rat. I mean, I guess it kind of drowns out all the other stuff about the track. So that's kind of a silver lining. But almost none of that matters because there is so little to praise with this record. And if Kanye's delusional fans are not hearing that this record is awful on its face as they just kind of listen to it by themselves, nothing I'm going to say is going to convince them. But if you really want a general assessment of this thing, it sounds like a slightly more finished Donda 2. Somehow Jesus is King had more songs on it that sounded more cohesive, well put together, which is saying something because that was previously Kanye's shortest, messiest, most unhinged and crappy record yet, and somehow this surpassed it. And at least in my mind, has achieved the status of being Kanye's worst album. And given that the sequel tends to be a step down from the original in Kanye's case most of the time, the rest of the Vultures series from this point is not looking good. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Bye.
I've never understood the Kanye love. I always thought he was an overrated asshole. I mean, I don't think he's an overrated asshole. I think he is an asshole, but I don't think he was overrated. I think now he's overrated. Why is the top reviewer of hip-hop white? I mean, that's your problem that you think he's the top reviewer of hip-hop. It's kind of a you thing, isn't it? Who said he's the top reviewer of hip-hop? I mean, he's a music reviewer. He's the internet's busiest music nerd. We get it, Slatty. He didn't fucking review car.
Oh, okay, let's just continue on. Jesus Christ. Sharon, dick like a.
Oh yeah, speaking of, here it is. Speaking of Kanye.
The Palestinians. I don't have enough information on that. I'm straight up nigga from south side of Chicago, born in Atlanta. I don't have that. I don't have enough information. It's love for everybody, but don't pull me to that conversation. I got 14 kids dying every week in my city.
Bro, you know what's really funny about this? This dude said he loves Adolf Hitler. And he's hitting the "it's complicated" line when it comes to Israel, dude. Once again, proving the point that I like to make all the time. It's not anti-Semitism, it's anti-Israel that really gets people going. Okay? Ben Shapiro is about to be like, yeah, you know what? Kanye actually, he's not wrong. It is a complicated situation.
You know, so talk to me about that.
Yes. All right, thank you, Kanye.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Kanye.
Your thoughts on the Palestinians?
I don't have enough information.
Anyway, to be fair, he did not say he loved Hitler because of the Holocaust. He said he loved Hitler because you're supposed to love everyone. Come on, dog. Really? Bro. Come on, man. The fact that a Nazi agrees with me really says a lot about the left. What is happening, dude? He says something different about Palestine in a leak. Yeah, I think he knows. Palestine is a really fucking reliable litmus test. Kanye becoming a Zionist after realizing is the most anti-Semitic thing you can be. Yeah. Bro, you can tell, like, first of all, it's so funny because he was like shitting on Benjamin Netanyahu. And I think it was literally because he was like, well, that's like the king of the Jews, right? Like in his mind, he thought like, yeah, that's the president of Jewish people. That's why, like, he's like, you know, my trainer who's Jewish, and then Benjamin Netanyahu, the king of the Jews. Of course, I'm going to shit on him. Like, it was nothing beyond that. You know what I mean? Like, there was no real political reason for why he brought up Netanyahu's name other than the fact that he probably thought like he's somehow associated with Judaism. It's pretty funny though that like the fact that he said he loves Hitler was not enough for some people in the chat. But like he also openly said like all the Nazi shit, you know, like how Jews run the world and they run the media and all this stuff. Like he said all of those things. So it's the most Nazi you can be. I mean, honestly, it's literally the most Nazi you can be. He was too anti-Semitic for InfoWars. He was too anti-Semitic for Gavin fucking McGinnis. He said things that a lot of Nazis don't say out loud. He was running for president and had a real neo-Nazi be his campaign manager. He called himself the Adolf. He had a spreadsheet of prominent Jews. He had an Excel spreadsheet of prominent Jews on his phone, which was one of my favorite types of versions of that, because it was all people, some of which were Jewish, others that were married to Jewish people, and the last category, which is the funniest, suspected Jew. Classic 4chan brain, dude. I remember looking through this list to be like, to parse through it. Obviously, who gives a fuck if someone is Jewish or not? Like, but it is pretty funny that the list had like straight up Gentiles. And they just had like literally fucking next to the straight up Gentile guys, they'll be like, It'll be like Jonathan, Jonathan, and then on the side it's like suspected Jew? Question mark.
From south side of Chicago, born in Atlanta. I don't have enough information.
Also, I do think that he has information. I think he's just not saying it because he realizes, like, he just released the album, and like anti-Semitism and loving Adolf Hitler is one thing, but if he's out here fucking criticizing Israel, that's a whole different thing.
She fight for Palestine because it's her people, and she said, "You have no idea how much this means to me. It's been a conversation for me and my family since my father was."
What are you talking about? This is literally fucking AI, dude. Kanye West talks to TMZ, stands by anti-Semitism.
It's good to see you.
You know what it is? We won.
Hey, congrats.
We won. That's it. We did number one. Number one, all over the world. You know what?
Dude, this is so Trump. It's crazy.
It is.
I heard you made $19 million off that Super Bowl ad too.
Well, the people have always wanted that, you know. And I went to different companies, and they would never let me bring it like that. It was always ways that they were blocking us from hitting the prices. So I had to leave from those companies, and you know, I was two months. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I was 2 months from going bankrupt.
Really?
And I put everything I had into it. We moved to Italy. We moved to the factories, and we survived. We survived through the cancellation. We're back number one.
Bro, you are canceled. You're flying commercial. He's 100% canceled. He's definitely cooked. I take everything back. Bro, you're Kanye West and you're flying commercial. You're fucking cooked, son. Oh my God, you're so cooked.
Do you think the controversy helped you?
It wasn't about the controversy. It was about the ability to say how you felt out loud. And if I didn't have the various skill sets.
He's made his merch prices $20. He's a real deal socialist trying to bridge class divides. Didn't he originally make his merch really expensive, as he always does? And then fucking people wouldn't buy it. So then he did the Super Bowl ad. And then also lowered the price to $20 or some shit.
Of music and clothing and the fan base, they would have been able to destroy me. But because we had all those skill sets, somehow I'm here inside of this universe, able to fight.
You can't be destroyed, it would appear.
Thank you. Love you. Love you. I love all the people that support it. And you know what I'm saying? We needed to have something that was Apple level. You know, where's the Apple level? It's just me and my bro Elon. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Some of the streaming platforms removed you.
We number one.
Right.
We number one. You know, everything that they did only helped us. I like it. Remove us. I like simplification. Streaming platforms is bullshit to the artists anyway. Really? Spotify would give us $500 million between all of us and say, work it about amongst yourselves. I'm like, what? Well, what about Adele? What about Drake? What about Weeknd? What about Taylor Swift? What about me? They like, no. Doesn't matter how much any of y'all stream. Y'all got to work that $500 million. $500 million? $500 million? That's what streaming companies think of us as the musicians, and all the label owners just hand it over.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't on that, bro. As long as I breathe, I'm here for all of my artists, all of my peers, and all the people. People get in the way. That's what the market does. They get in the way. The diamonds are infinite, but people make a market out of it and try to charge more. They make diamonds.
Bro, he just... I mean, he looks like he lost the plot. Like, I don't know what else to say. It just seems like he just seems not very stable.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. You see what I'm saying? They make the Twix bigger. They're trying to make us fat.
No, I mean, babe, but I feel like there's a lot of normies who don't really care about the Kanye thing because they just shrug it off as he's crazy. And I feel like a lot of people are missing that in here. Like, not everyone who listens to him is a Nazi, but fuck Kanye. I mean, most people know, I think. Like, all my normie friends know. Wait, did they say they made the Twix bigger? What?
You know what I mean?
What do you have to say to people?
Wait, what?
Girl's best friend. You see what I'm saying? They make the Twix bigger. They trying to make us fat. You know what I mean?
What do you
What the fuck is he? Dude, he's just rambling, dude. It's crazy.
have to say to people who resent your success based on some things you've said they disagree with?
That's the whole thing. They got the right to their opinion. I got the right to my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? We all have the rights to our opinions, but so many people will lose their jobs, lose their careers for taking the steps that we took. You know, we went down for like a year and a half. You know, people think that I got, you know, kicked out of Adidas for the tweet. We were having problems before. They were stealing my designs. They still trying to sue me. It's like, get right.
Right.
No, get right, be honest. Y'all gonna send me $100 million a year, then say that I misallocated the marketing. I was the marketing. Look at where y'all at now. Look at where we at right now. Y'all wanna play? You're not gonna have me nap on the board. These companies, Gap, Balenciaga, they just wanna use the celebrities and have us be like the polo man on the top of the horse. And everybody knows, everybody felt what I felt. You know what I'm saying? I even said the apology and they still fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I said apology. Some of the stuff I was saying was true. So until y'all come up and say, yo.
He said, I apologize, but also some of the stuff I said was true. Okay, dude. This was my idol at one point. It's so sad. I still wear polo to this day because of this guy. Listen, just he has beef with Twix.
You see what I'm saying? They make the Twix bigger. They trying to make us fat. You know what I mean?
You still backing down Trump?
They motherfucking made the Twix double the size, trying to make us fat.
Why? What the fuck? Why is he so mad about the Twix situation?
Yo, that's Kanye. Yo, Kanye, I'm a big fan.
You gotta greet my wife before you greet me.
Hello.
What the fuck?
That's Siri.
Yo, where your shoes at, gang?
New Yeezys.
Alright, that's a weird ass interaction, but I still need that picture though. Kanye, what the fuck?
No cameras.
My phone. Got the cheeks out?
Got the cheeks out. Okay. I don't know why he fucking thinks that the Twix got bigger. I would have expected him to fucking hate Joe Brandon and how the Twix got smaller. It's called shrinkflation. You know what I mean? I actually am wondering what the fuck he's talking about. I suspect he's just getting fat and he wants to blame it on someone else. Which, I'll be honest, is like real and valid. He's like, the Jews made the Twix bars bigger because they want to make me fat. You know what I mean?
What he was saying, some of that was true, then go ahead with all that.
Do you take back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are.
He's an anti-Mexican.
Jew. So cool out until you do your facts. Until you really do the facts with the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling.
Like, unlike Donda Academy, which is no longer in operation, but a lot of good stuff was happening there, schooling wise. If it was called To Pimp a Vulture, Fantano would have given it a solid 10. Okay, dude.
Death con on Jews and that's like, do you take back any of that sort of more extreme stuff?
You know what? For all the kids that love me, all the Jewish kids that love me, I'm sorry if y'all had to hear a grown-up conversation with us screaming at each other. But we got to a point where something needed to happen. Something needed to be said. Somebody needed to say something. Now, if you're in an argument with somebody, you're not gonna say everything the right way. But it got to a point where y'all ain't gonna just keep running, start calling me bizarre and impressed for all these years. I got to a point, how many more times?
I can't tell if he like peaked at having the most like anti-corporate attitude, but still within the confines of liberalism, and therefore like desperately was seeking out a villain, which liberals often do, and then arrived at like the most classic conspiracy, Jews being responsible for it. And now like every argument that he makes basically revolves around Jews. Like when he's talking about the streamers, like you can look into every single thing that he's saying and I guess like tried to derive a serious message out of it. Like when he's talking about even the tweaks getting bigger, they're trying to make us fat. It's like maybe he means like fast food and like shitty options of food are making people fatter. Okay, even though it is getting smaller. But overall, the Twix thing really got to you. It really did. It fucked me up. But like when he's talking about corporations that use black celebrities like stand-ins for black culture and don't care about their own well-being, he's right. He's right about that. But I think he just attributes all of that back to Jews. And I don't think he's being like philosophical about any of it. I think he's just like legitimately thinks he's so right because he's so fucking narcissistic and he doesn't have a single goddamn person with a brain cell who isn't a sycophant in his immediate orbit. So now he's just like stuck that way. No one went in and basically like rewired him. And he's just stuck on the fucking Candace Owens track. Why are you trying to make sense of his words? I mean, like when he talks about streamers and how they abuse artists, or when he talks about corporations, how they don't give a fuck about the well-being of artists and they want to use black people as like stand-ins for black culture, that part is correct. It's just that he then will fucking go along and be like, oh yeah, it's because of Jews. But yeah, anyway, I'm not saying this is like defend him at all. He sucks. And he's gone. I don't think he'll ever come back. He's literally the son of Black Panthers, and you think all he can see is Jews? He literally had a verse that went, the conditions of this capitalist society is what made them on Donda. Yes, I am saying that. And for the record, I'm not saying that. He's saying that. I'm saying at the top of the hour, there is abuse. Abuse from me to those who are unsubscribed. Okay? I'm saying that. Which is true. But once you say you love Adolf Hitler, it's a wrap. That's it. I feel like he's right on stuff like abortion and wokeness, but his message is too aggressive. Kanye is absolutely back and never really left. His fan base is still very large and strong and growing. I only began to discover his music recently. Kanye West is so right about abortion and stuff. It's just that, like, I hate that he's black, but when he's rapping, and I think rapping is also disgusting, filthy music, but when I hear him rap, I close my eyes and I think maybe if it was Donald Trump saying these words, then he would be wonderful. Hell yeah, he's growing. He's still growing in size, brother. He found me. I found him.
They're gonna call me crazy. How many more times are they gonna give me fake medication that makes me fat off of a misdiagnosis when I really have slight signs of autism from the car accident? But then y'all gave me, you said,
yo! He said he got a car accident induced autism.
whatever, just give them that bipolar medication. Y'all try to kill the superheroes, but we here, we alive. You know what I'm saying?
People calling you crazy and misinformed.
What'd you say?
By the way, you're so correct. I think you should not admit that you heard about Kanye West the first time in your life in 2024. Actually, like, automatically, I'm assuming you're a Nazi, okay? Like, there's no way I'm ever going to look at you and go, oh, wow, you're anything but a Nazi. I didn't hear about Kanye until he said some Nazi shit, and I really like it now. No, I know you're joking, chatter. I'm saying the other chatter basically said that. The grill lisp really softens the anti-Semitism. Kind of.
Thoughts on the Palestinians?
I don't have enough information on that. I'm straight up.
Bro, you don't have any information on anything. The fuck do you mean? He does not mind yapping about everything else. Okay? I mean, to be fair, it's probably good that he's not like pro-Palestine. Okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like, boys, we would not recover from that. Okay? Like, I feel like every fucking annoying like Zionist on Twitter has like been waiting for a moment to just straight up be like, see? Like, I think it's good that he said he has no... What is this? How about some real investigating for once? Cut through the noise and get to the bottom of this Twix psyop. Yeah. Have to share this clip. You have insane precog with what all conspiracy theories lead to. Oh, yeah.
So much of what you're saying, like
They've gone for far too long. They've gone for far too long without mentioning Jewish people. It's got to happen.
Never heard of before, and it goes against like a lot of the things that I've been told are true.
You have been lied to for so much, and then you can kind of get into something else, which I accidentally stumbled upon, which was, were there gas chambers in Nazi Germany? And did 6 million people die in Nazi Germany?
Yes.
That's a great answer, but it's probably the wrong answer.
Remember, this is about anti-vaxxers starting communes in Mexico. Okay? Every single conspiracy theory always ends up with Jews did it. Okay? You go far enough down that rabbit hole, and there's always Jews at the bottom of the rabbit hole. Okay? Always. Historic enemy. Every conspiracy theory. These people are now kidnapping local Mexicans from the villages. Wait, what? Even flat earth. Yes. 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 Listen, you become exactly, the chatter is correct. You become a debate lord for a long enough timeline, you're gonna defend or debate at least incest and pedophilia. Okay? It's gonna happen. And if you become a conspiracy theorist, you're gonna inevitably arrive at anti-Semitism. That's always how it works.